Hey, fabulous one. This is your girl, Jill Bullock, and I help prepare and position women to attract healthy, happy love that leads to a lasting marriage. And I first do that by helping them to make the right choice. And I just want to welcome you to this YouTube channel that we talk about no more lies and nothing but the truth. So if you are ready to dispel lies that you've been told and really discover the truth through the powerful word of God, then you are in the right place. Welcome to this YouTube. And if I say scope, forgive me. Forgive me. So listen, today I want to share with you signs that he is ready to commit. Too often, I know I speak from my own personal experience and from the dozens and hundreds of women that we deal with, is that sometimes we're in a relationship with a guy who has no intentions on marrying us, no intentions on taking us to the next level. So listen, this is so important that you take heed to these signs, okay? So I'm gonna give you a couple of signs today. Grab your pens, grab your paper, get your transformational notebook, whatever that is that you need to do, because I have something that I need to share with you and that you need to know. Like, this is like your relationship armor. You know how like in the Bible they talk about the spiritual armor and how you have to have that helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness, right? And the shield of faith and the sword of the spirit and the shoes of gospel of peace and then the belt. Let me tell you, you need to armor up with this truth of relationship truth and knowing how to go about and conduct your relationship. You understand? You heard? So, okay, now that we got that out the way, listen, the first sign that a guy is ready to commit is that he has his own personal relationship with God. Woo! Make me want to shout. Listen, if he doesn't have his own personal relationship with God, let me show you what you need to do. You remember like Forrest? Run, Forrest, run! Run, get out of Dodge. Listen. If he doesn't have a relationship with God, you need to run. You're not going to do ministerial dating, okay, or ministry dating as I call it. That's another scope. I'll tell you more about that later. But just understand that ministry dating is when you are trying to, during your dating courtship process, bring that person to the Lord. You're trying to get him to go to church. Or if he goes to church, you're trying to get him to read his word. You're trying to get him to pray. Listen, it is not your responsibility. You need to pass him off to some guy in church. Let him do that. He needs to have his own relationship with God. Okay, so I know from my own journey, if I had done that, so many guys, so many bozos I dated would have been avoided. So listen, important. The next thing is he should be financially independent. This means that he has a job in some way that he is taking personal responsibility for his bills and paying them, right? So it's no way, like, one of the main roles that a man has is to be a provider. Yes, I get it. Jehovah Jireh, our provider. Yes, God is the ultimate provider, but a man's role and responsibility is to help provide for the household. I'm not saying he has to do it by himself. I'm not even saying he has to make all the money. I'm just saying he needs to be a contributor, because if he is adding nothing, he's taking something away. Nothing is neutral, right? So we need to understand, and you need to have standards high enough to say, hey, I'll require you, my requirement is that you have a job. I'm just saying. My requirement is that you're paying your own rent. Okay, you're paying your own car note. These are things that somebody that's personally responsible should be able to do. We all know that over 50% of the marriages end in divorce. But if you do it God's way, we can tell you're going to have 100% success. And it starts by making sure somebody you connect yourself with is managing their money God's way. Okay, the third thing I want to tell you is that he, and even she for that matter, if any guys watching the scope, needs to have reached commitment age. And this is really true for men. Should reach commitment age. And you're like, what type of foolishness is that, Jill? It's commitment age. I thought you was telling me the truth here. Listen, it is the truth. There's not a solid number that can tell you this number is where men get to commitment age. But I can tell you that I was reading up on this article, and they were talking about how they've done studies, and they studied different groups of men and at different ages, and how there was some trends, right? There was some trends based on the relationship and based on when they graduated from college and all of this type of stuff. So let me give you a couple of examples. What they found is at that age of 28 to 30, men start to get more receptive and start to get more positioned for marriage, right? And also again at that like 32, 33, 34 stage. Okay, but there's also some other things that's going on in his life at those times that make him more receptive. You know, oftentimes after they have graduated from, they go to get their bachelor's degree, after they graduate the bachelor's degree, worked in the field for a couple of years and have had a chance to have some independence. You think about it, somebody graduates from college at 22, 23 years old, let's say most people are on the 5-year plan, okay, graduate from college in 5 years, and now they're 23 years old, get a job, probably bounce around from job to job for a bit, get a stable job at 25 years old, work in that job 2 years, just finally kind of getting their flow of having their independence and being able to take care of themselves. You know, and the first thing they're not thinking about is, oh my God, let me get a wife and have a baby. I mean, some people do, but it's not always. Another trend that wasn't mentioned in the study, but something I have seen through observation is military. Oftentimes when men are in the military, that accelerates their preparation, right? Because the military make you man up real quick, right? They give you the finances, they give you the resources, they give you housing, and they help you provide for a wife and a family. So it provides the infrastructure for you to succeed. So that's another exception where you see, at that age, you see people get married as young as 19, 20, 21. But outside of the military, that's very uncommon. Now, another thing we saw in some of the studies I was reviewing was also when someone had had a long-term relationship in college. Sometimes after college, maybe a few years after college, you'll see that 24, 25-year-olds get married. But it's usually something that they have already agreed upon even way before that time. So the moral of the story is understand that there are certain commitment ages. And even I've had several pastors, at least one pastor told me that for the African American community, that sometimes that age is not closer to 30. I understand that age is closer to 30. They usually need to have their solid foundation. The last thing I want to share with you is that this is a key thing, that they should be tired of the single scene, right? They should be tired of the single scene. Like they should be like, I am so burnt, I'm not trying to go to the club, I'm not trying to go to the bar, like I am so over it. Like the single scene is like, where is that? That is when they're getting to a point where being single is no longer fun. Being single is no longer attractive, like they're ready to move to the next level, and that next level is marriage. But hey, if you have any doubt or question, you should be able to see through observation, but I also say not only observe, but confirm. So you should ask, hey, what are you looking for in a relationship with a woman right now to get that clarity of what he's looking for? So that's the things I wanted to share with you. Go right over it really quick. Solid personal relationship with God, financially independent, managing his money God's way, reaching the age of commitment, and tired of the single scene. So make sure you are following me on Facebook at Joe Bullock. Okay, I have a Facebook page there, and also make sure you just subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe here and share. Also, I'm encouraging you to register for our summit at tinyurl.com/FIA Summit 2016. This is going on May 22nd to June 3rd in 2016. Again, that's tinyurl.com/FIA Summit 2016. Now, if you missed the summit anytime past that, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and come join us for the Fabulous I Am conference. Either way you should. It's August 6th and 7th in Silver Springs, Maryland, and you will want to be there. Be there, be square. You can go and learn more at detourmovement.org. Click on the flyer and it'll take you to the fabulousiamlive.com page. Again, that's detourmovement.org. Click on the flyer and it'll take you to fabulousiamlive.com, or you can go directly there. I love you so much. I'm so glad that you decided to check out a segment. No more lies, nothing but the truth, because it's going down here. Till next time, be blessed.